Hello, everyone, and welcome to World of Warships Legends on PC. As we all know, Legends has been a console exclusive game for the past, when did they come out? 2019, so 7 years, I guess, at this point. And now Wargaming has released it on PC. This is the beta version. I've been involved with the beta testing since it first started. Last year, I think in May, was the first closed beta test. It was really just an alpha demo. They invited a few people in to be able to play it, to test the mechanics out, see what was working, what wasn't. They had a second closed beta test later in the year that I played as well, that had a few more features added to it. A couple more game modes were in, but it was all just very basic. This is now the third beta, and I'm not sure if this one was a completely open beta or if this is exclusive to those of us who participated in the previous set. But in this version, you are allowed to actually link your account, and that is one thing that I want to bring up and point out, is that when you first launch this game, you are presented with the opportunity to either create a new account through Steam or link your existing console account. Now choose wisely here, because you only get to do this one time. Wargaming makes it very clear that this isn't just a beta thing, this is a permanent decision. So if you decide to create a new account through Steam, you're starting at tier 1. You get nothing. It's just like if you had just installed the game and created a new account. So if you want to keep all of your hard-earned ships and commanders and doubloons and credits and global XP and steel and all that stuff, make sure you link your account. Unfortunately, I can't show that because I've already done it, which is what you're seeing here. This is the home screen that you get to when you first log into the game. And if you've ever played World of Warships on PC, it looks kind of similar. And to be honest, this is really sort of a mashup between World of Warships Legends on the console and World of Warships, the original, on PC. You've got your menu up top, which is really similar to how the PC game has it. But in console, when you first log in, you get these different choices of, ships, commanders, campaign, that sort of stuff, or different tiles that you can use and go to and then drill down further. Right. So when you log into the console, if you wanted to get to a screen that looks kind of like this, you would have to start with, the game, and then click into what kind of game you wanted, be it AI or AI or PvP or ranked or whatever. And then when you choose that, then you get to see your ships. Here they've made this the main focus. You get to see your ships right up front when you first log in. And speaking of ships, you can see down the bottom all of your available ships that you have, and you can slide through them just by using your mouse and moving back, holding it and dragging back and forth, and that will allow you to slide across. If you don't have that many ships, or if you have a bunch of ships, then you can use this filter, and you can, just like in the console, you can pick what tier you want, what nation you want, type of ship, any kind of special, right? So when you do that, it then narrows down your list, and again, you can use your mouse and click and drag to go back and forth between them. To choose your battle, again, you just click over here on the versus. Right now, I had AI. You can go arcade, standard. One thing I do want to point out that's different is currently, in this beta at least, the training is not available. I don't know if this is I'm sure this is just a beta limitation, but if training rooms are your thing, you won't be able to use them on PC in this beta. Speaking of this beta, I think it only runs until tomorrow, March 16th. So if you haven't played it yet, chances are you won't be able to until they either release a new beta or just release the game outright on Steam. I don't know when that is planned. I have no inside knowledge of this. I'm not a community contributor or anything, so I don't know when they're actually going to release it on Steam. I just know that I get invited to participate in this new beta, and because I had been a part of the previous two. So graphically, it looks so much better here than it does on my... So I play on a PS4 normally, and you know, it's okay, but I'm limited to 1080p 60 when I play on the PS4. Here, I'm running this on my PC. I have a Intel 14900K with an RTX 4070 Super as the graphics card. And here I'm running this in 4K at the max settings with HDR, while I'm also recording this video 4K HDR AV1 codec, right? So plenty of graphics power to go around for this game and for the recording. I've tested it as well to play the game, record, and stream to YouTube all at 4K HDR, and I get over 100 frames per second in game. So the difference is night and day for visuals for me. I mean, you can see, like, I can zoom into the ship with my mouse, and you can really see the details that are here that are available. You know, this is the AL New Jersey, so you know, very, very nicely detailed ship. And then, of course, I'm in the New York Harbor port, so you can see a lot of, you know, the details here. And you can zoom back out of your ship, and it really, you know, this is the farthest out it will go. And you get a nice overview of the bridge. So very, very cool. Cool skyline. Sometimes there's an airship floating overhead. I don't see it right now, but sometimes you'll see that. Sometimes you'll see, like, in the distance, boats go by. So pretty cool stuff. All right, let's go up to the menu. So the menu is up top here. Oh, and yeah, it'll eventually reset itself. So up top is your menu, and you can click on the port, which brings you back here. Ships will show you all of your ships, and like on the other screen, you can just click and drag so you can move between them here. Choose whatever nation you want, and then if you want to figure out what you want to see some more info about the ship, you can just... You see this little ship info, and you click that. That'll bring up this little detail of how it's built out, what it does, that kind of stuff, right? And and to go back, you can either hit this little back key, or you can press escape, and that'll bring you back here. Commanders, same thing. As just here are all your different commanders and accommodations. Looks very similar to how it looks on console. Campaign, this is the current campaign. I haven't played this game in a few months, so that's why this looks very sparse because I haven't really gotten anything going with it. I think I've only played 2 battles, and that was just, you know, as part of testing this. Missions are your standard, you know, what you have going on for the week. You've got your renown, you've got your assignments, you've got your trials, and once you pick them, you can just click into it and see what you've got going on, right? So I've got my Premium Supplies 6 done. That was, again, the few battles that I've played. Your bureau here is, you know, your bureau projects. It shows you where you are, what's going on, you know, how far along you are, what you have, you know, that kind of stuff. And finally, the store, where you can go and spend all your hard-earned money to buy digital boats. So, you know, same stuff, right? Offers, special, blah, blah, blah. Oh, I got to get my daily reward. Don't want to miss that. So I click redeem. Now I have my daily common. Yay. All right. You can, if you just click the back, it just goes back out, you know, back like you did. Or if you just want to go directly to the port, click on the port button. On the right-hand side, you've got what you see sort of at the bottom of the screen in the console. So this is the current marathon. So for the Kremlin, this is your collections, this is social, this is your service record, this is the codex. And here are the settings, and you can see in here, you know, different different gameplays. You can change your HUD size, all kinds of different things you want. In controls, I would suggest you take a look at this because if you've never played on PC and you do intend to use a keyboard, you'll probably want to learn these or map them however you want, right? So, like typical games, WSAD are your movement keys. 1, 2, 3 will change your ammo types. So from AG or SAP, AP. 3 is typically your torpedoes. And so on and so forth, right? So you can, and if you're a dirty CV player, you have your your controls over there. Your various consumables are controlled, by different keys. So just when you do play, take a look and start learning your key bindings. If you don't want to learn key bindings, that's fine too. You can use your gamepad. Now, to be fair, I have not tested the gamepad. I haven't tried connecting my old PS4 controller up to my PC to try this out. I've been strictly playing keyboard and mouse. So your mileage may vary on how that works. I don't know. If we go to sound and video. So video, I'm running this on called a generic PNP monitor. It's a KTC mini LED 4K HDR monitor. And you can see I'm running it at 4K. I have HDR enabled. For graphics, I've got the highest setting I can. I don't enable VSync, and so the max setting it'll allow is 240. Like I said earlier, I get about 100 to 120 frames per second while recording, streaming, and playing. Ray tracing, I just left this on ultra, so I haven't really played around with it, but it looks pretty good. So anyway, let's get out of the settings here and go back to the port. I pointed out earlier that the training mode is not available. There's also a couple other things that aren't available in here. So if I scroll over, you're going to see when I get down to like the Texas and the Rattlehead, you'll see this available on another platform. Now, I'm assuming this is a beta limitation that these will be resolved when the game actually releases and goes live, but I don't know yet, right? So if I click on it, it'll actually show me the ship, but I can't play it. So you'll see that the battle icon has kind of like become see-through, whereas if I click on the Mahan, you can see it becomes green, so I could actually battle with it. And if I try to click the battle on the Texas, it just says available on another platform. So I don't really know what the deal is with that, if it's something that's going to be fixed when they release this, or if this is just going to be a limitation between the two, the console and the PC versions. Let's see. Another little minor annoyance is I can't actually view these ships, right? So if I click on this, right click, left click, nothing actually happens. The only way that I can get into a ship to view like its specs and its loadout and stuff like that is I have to click on one of these here. So if I click like on the boosters ribbon here, that brings me into this, and now I can go back through the upgrades, and this now shows me what I have. So I've got it was AA, yeah, I've got the AA guns mod, and then I've got the propulsion mod 2, I've got concealment, and I've got legendary plotting room. So that's again kind of a little minor annoyance of how they built this out. And then the specs, it's very similar look and feel to what it looks like on the console. Yeah, you can see what it is. Stats, yay, I'm 100% win rate on AI, good for me. Only 49% on PvP. I tend to be a little aggressive and get my butt kicked a lot. So it is what it is. Oh, there's the airship. So this circles around. It's pretty cool. Let's see what else do we have? Oh, so there also has little tool tips. So if I hover over this, for example, it tells me that this is a catapult fighter, how long it lasts, reload time, how many heals, how effective they are, my AP shells, the reload time, what their max damage is, how far I can go. So it's pretty nice that you have these little tool tips over it. That's nice. Same up here. I think I briefly showed it earlier, but if you look at the bureau, if you hover over bureau, it tells you what you're currently working on. Let's see. For commanders, again, you can't right click or left. If you left click on it, it brings you into the commander list. And then if you left click again, that brings you to the build. So there's no instant access. You have to go 2 steps to get in here, but not a big deal. And then you can pick out all your and choose whatever you want. This is my damage build, so I've got Arthas and Cunningham as my inspirations. AL New Jersey is my commander, because why wouldn't you put AL New Jersey as your battleship commander if you have on your U.S. battleships? Let's see. What else do we have? We went through the store. Oh, here is some. This leave feedback is just exclusively for the beta, so you can provide any thing that you found, any issues. That's what that is for. Obviously, this is the marathon. So we come in here and we can see and hear the Kremlin fire. So pretty cool. And again, like before, you can click and drag around to see the ship. And zoom in, zoom out. So pretty cool stuff. Moving back out. We're back into the port, and you can see Jersey. You actually can, so here you can see my active preset. So when you hover over this, it will show you what you've actually got going on, and you can change your preset directly here by clicking one of these. So that is nice. If you use multiple presets, you can just pick the right one. All right, well, I am going to get into a battle, and I'm going to just shoot the bots because A, it's quicker, and B, I would rather be telling you about the UI and the differences and what's going on versus, worrying about some player just absolutely dev striking me because I'm not really paying attention. So let's jump into an AI bot battle. I know this is not very exciting, but this is, again, remember, I'm just showcasing the UI versus my actual gameplay. So when you load into the battle, you do have the option to X out. Obviously, I missed it because you jump in pretty quickly. Right. So it's just the typical loading screen for a while, and now we get to that to tell you what you're actually loading into. So Sea of Fortune domination match. And don't forget, a smoke screen works both ways. It can block your enemy's vision, but it can also obstruct your own. So when it says ready to battle, you can just click on it and it'll bring you into the screen. And this is, in my opinion, really nicely rendered. This is 4K. Excuse me, this is in 4K HDR. And looking at my frame rates, I'm currently getting 122 frames. So not too shabby. And this isn't, I don't exactly have the highest tier graphic card, right? I've got a 4070 Super, so it's a last gen mid-tier card. But graphics are done really well. You can just moving the mouse around left and right, up and down, and that you can see the guns will swing that way as well. WS, A, and D, so D turns right, A turns left. If I want, I can right click on the mouse and that zooms in. That's your binoculars, and you can, while you're holding that, zoom in and out using the mouse wheel. If you want to get the binoculars all the time, you just hit the shift key and that will bring you in, and again you can zoom out and zoom in using that, and then hit the shift key again and it goes away. I have no idea why I have HE loaded, but whatever, I'll shoot HE and then swap over to AP. So you can see that I swapped ammo types, and that's just a double tap of the 2 key and that will bring you there. or you can just hit it one time, and what it'll do is it'll move it over, and then it will just be the next time that you fire, it will then reload to that ammo type. So you can either switch instantly, or you can that was unfortunate. That should have been a dev strike. But yeah, so graphics are really, really nice. As you can see, this looks a lot different than the way the console looks. Your mini map is on the bottom right instead of up in the top left. You've got your visibility down on the bottom right as well. So when you go unspotted, it turns blue. When you're spotted, it's yellow. So that's pretty similar, just in a different spot. Up in the top left is how much damage you've done. The top right is whatever ribbons you've earned to this point. Firing your mains is a tap of the left mouse button. You can also rest. You can also single fire, a double fire. Sorry, you can also fire all of your mains by double clicking your left mouse button. So that's what I was doing to fire all of my main guns. Is you just double click the mouse and fire all your guns. So let's see, if I want to see the team, you can do that as well. You just press the tab key. I don't remember if the Brest has torps, so I might get dev struck here. I don't play the French cruisers, so I actually don't remember. He did have torpedoes. He's already used them, so let's see if we can take him out. Yep, 7 of 9 hit. That's pretty good. R is my damage control party, so I'll ditch that fire. T is for healing. So heal that. See, we've got a Ruprecht coming in. Charles Martel right over there. Stop so I don't just come around the corner broadside. Ugh, 4 overpens, really? Oh, I'm glad I slammed on the brakes. I almost ate a face full of torps. I can't believe that Charles Martel didn't go down. Nope, I'm getting peppered by secondaries from the Ruprecht. Alright, so the Martel's gone. Let's see, so like I said before, if you hit the tab key, that'll bring up your mini map, and you can, ping sectors just by clicking on them. If you want to see, who's playing. So everybody is crossed because everybody's on their console, and if you want to show, like, I don't know how you do it on Xbox, but in PlayStation, it's the options button on the controller. But if you hit escape, that'll show you here, right? So it shows you your detectability, your firing range, what your buffs are. So just hit escape and it gets you back into game. So that works out well. If I wanted to launch a catapult fighter, it's Y. Right. So, it shows that up in the top left that I've sunk a ship. You can also see that on the top right, obviously, from a hello. Arthur's button. So, yeah, that's where we are. Again, it's similar to. Again, it's kind of like a hybrid between World of Warships Legends on console and Legends on and regular World of Warships on PC. Oops. Shift key so I can actually hopefully finish this guy off and we can finish the game. Boom. Nice. And so when you're here, you hover over these and it gives you nice little tool tips of what they're for and what they do. Unfortunately, it doesn't tell you, like, you don't get a detailed breakdown like you do in World of Warships on PC, so you can see exactly, how your damage was done, who it was done to, that sort of stuff, which would be a nice addition here, but I don't think that they'd ever do it. Oh, yeah, I came in first place. How about that? So, yeah, that's it. This is a quick intro to World of Warships Legends. Hope you all enjoy, and I will catch you next time.